Alright, Mike, you wanted a video on how I build coils, so here you go. First thing first, tools of the trade. Wire snippers. Wire, obviously. I have my Stanley precision screwdrivers I got from Walmart. I've got my Japanese cotton, scissors, drill bits. You'll see why with the screwdrivers and drill bits. What else? Ooh, pliers are always good to have. Tweezers work if you don't have pliers. I got both. Now all of a sudden you need a deck to build on. What I got here is a vape stand. Oh, and you've got a multimeter, but I use an ohm reader. I'm probably gonna buy a multimeter there, a little more reliable. So this is just a little vape stand. Deck I'm building on is gonna be the copper CCI Doge. It's supposed to be really awesome. This is my first build on it, so yeah. Alright, so I'll just get this deck set up on this thing so it's not going nowhere. Alright, I got my post holes all opened up. So what we're building with today is 22 gauge Nichrome 80. So I just take a bit of this wire here. I'm going to build some relatively small coils today, so I don't need much. Probably do about 5 wraps. Just something real simple. I want to see how this thing vapes and see if she puts out any good, decent clouds. So just unwrap the wire, snip it off. Make sure you lock your wire back down, because it will unspool on you, and 100 feet of freaking wire re-spooling is not what I feel like doing tonight. So I've got this nice length of wire here. So what I do is I just kind of bend it like this, and I'm going to cut this baby in half so I can make 2 coils out of it. All right. So here we go. Cut that baby off. A little rounded ends, that's okay. You just kind of smooth those out, straighten them out a little bit here. Alright, now if we're doing 5 wrap coils, that's gonna be way too much wire, but wire's cheap. I don't really care. So what we're gonna build on is the 2.4 millimeter screwdriver. So this is the 2.4 millimeter. See if it'll focus on that. It won't. 2.4 millimeter precision screwdriver. I like to use it because of this. You can kind of put the coils up against it, but I'll show you that too. All right. So what I do: take my screwdriver in my left hand. Take my wire, I put it on the back side of the screwdriver there. I can give a good bit over top, and then I take it and you just wrap it around the screwdriver like that. See that? What I do is I pin that with my left thumb as I grip the screwdriver. So I'm pinning that wire just like that. All right. So then you pull tight on the excess and you just start wrapping around the screwdriver. So we're doing 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I said 5 wraps, right? So I did 4 wraps there. All right. Well, what the fuck? Why you say you're doing 5 fucking wraps? Well, so then what I do is I've got 4 wraps there. Take my finger on the back side of the screwdriver here. Pinch that coil off. Take this lead that we bent. This one here, we bent around it, straighten that out a little bit, and get that in close to your coil, and that, sir, will be your 5th wrap. And you can see that's kind of ugly, which are ugly screwdrivers. So I'll just take this in here and kind of push it in here. That's where pliers come in handy. you can grab your pliers. You can grab the end of the short lead here that you pinched. It's not so great. You can kind of just pull that baby, and you can kind of get them a little bit tighter. We don't need it super tight, but we want it nice and tight in there, because when we put it on the deck and we heat it up, we'll pinch them together. But that already looks better. A little bit of a gap there, but that's okay. Now you've got this one short lead and one crazy long lead. So what I do is I just take this. I want to leave one lead a little bit longer than the other, but not that much longer. So I'll just take some and clip it off. You gotta be careful when you do that, boss, because wire will fly, and you don't want that shit in your face. Don't need to go in the ER for fucking pulling some nichromancy out of your freaking eyeballs. All right, so we just take that and put that one aside, and we're gonna do the same thing with the next one. Let me build that real quick. All right, now we have 2 coils, 5 wraps, 22 gauge Nichrome 80. All right, so we got our 2 coils built. Go back to our 2.4 millimeter screwdriver. All right, we're gonna reinsert this screwdriver. All right, get these legs a little bit straighter here. Get this out of my way here. All right, so got the deck. Crap, wrong side. That doesn't work. All right, I like to put the longer leg into the negative post and the shorter leg into the positive post. Just preference. I don't think it really matters. Electricity doesn't really give a shit which leg's longer, because you're gonna trim it anyways. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slide that baby in there and get that guy as close to there as I can get him. All right, so slide him in there close. I'm just kind of, I'm gonna use my finger to hold him there. I'm gonna grab my screwdriver. I'm gonna tighten that negative post down, because it's a 3-post setup, unlike your plume veil. So I'm just gonna tighten the negative post down there. Okay, negative post is nice and tight. And then what I do is I gotta leave this one open, the center one open, because I gotta put another wire in there. So I take the center lead and I just kind of bend it off to the side a little bit and try and keep it tight like that. That way I get my other coil in there. All right, so now we got that in there. We just feed this guy out. This guy out of the way too. So now we just take our second coil and do the same thing. All right. This negative in here. Get this positive. Now, I'm not sure if these post holes can accommodate. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I can't do 22 gauge. I wasn't really sure. They look kind of small compared to some of the other ones I have, at least. Just kind of wiggle that guy in there. You want to try and get your coils evenly distanced. Each one you want about the same distance from the posts. So you just kind of give it a look here. All right, you just kind of give it a look here. All right, yeah, that looks good. And you just do this and you lock down that negative post. Now, this is where having the drill bits and the screwdrivers comes in handy. All right. So what I like to do is I use a 2.4. So I've got drill bits, and it's got metric and American. Well, I use the metric, so I'm going to grab the closest one, which is a 2.38 millimeter or 3/32, whatever. Right. So what I like to do is I like to feed it back through the other coil. I leave the screwdriver in there, as you can see, right? The screwdriver's still in the one we just installed. Let's go ahead and get this lead out of the way. Kind of get this lead out of the way. I like to put this drill bit, all right, into the other coil and straighten him out just a little. I mean, just get him in there, all right? Alright, so now I've got a screwdriver, a drill bit on one side, screwdriver on the other side. What I like to do is this way it keeps it close from deforming. So I'll kind of hold them in place where they are at. So when I lock this center post down, I'm not going to screw anything up. I don't know if you have to, but I like to build them that way. It makes it a little bit better off. I seem to have better builds when I do it that way. Alright, so now I can just go ahead and pull these out. I'm just going to go ahead, I'll show you one, then we'll break to the next section here. So, you got all these freaking leads that are hanging out everywhere. Alright, you're just going to go ahead and clip them off. Alright, just kind of as close to the post as you can get. Let it come off. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, got the leads all trimmed up. So what I like to do is put the drill bit back in and the screwdriver back in, and just go ahead and just give these a little bit of a tighten here, because sometimes when you clip the leads, the screws loosen up a little bit here. Just kind of give this a little tighten down, just a little bit. All right, with 20 gauge wire, you got to be careful. Tighten these down because you will snap the wire. The screw will just snap it because it's a really thin wire. So be careful. All right, so I put this away because I don't need it anymore. We're just gonna leave it there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and try and center these guys just a tad bit. So take my screwdriver, insert it on the outside, the direction I want to push it. Go both up against there. And I'm trying to just gonna put it back on the vape stand. Let's fucking with the center post because it will spin it on me. Alright, so I'm just going to put this baby in there like this and just kind of push that a little bit. These aren't going to center super great, but that's alright. I'm not super concerned about it. See, it's a little better. I got to push that guy over still. And then I'm going to straighten him out. Like I said, with that 28 gauge wire, you got to be careful. You're probably going to it will break. Like I said, it's a really thin wire. This stuff is pretty fucking thick. So that's it right now. Those are pretty even. So yeah, the height wise, they're pretty even. You want to get them equal height, equal distance. So it's not looking too bad so far. Alright, well I'm going to put this on my mod and I will be right back.